guys, happy Earth Day. This is Michael. We're out here and we're looking for stuff, and I thought what good better way to celebrate Earth Day than to go out and be in nature and hike and find some cool animals and plant species. But what we actually found, and what was perfect, is a species of snake that actually lives in the earth, down in the earth, in the dirt, which is the worm snake. The worm snake is one of the species around here that's considered fossorial, which means that they live most of their life under the ground, under rocks and logs, and they're really good at burrowing. As you can see, his little tiny head is teeny tiny. And what that does is where it's not so big and bulbous, it could actually go and burrow down into earth a whole lot easier and allow for the rest of its body to follow along with it. So they don't have really much of a distinctive head. When they're smaller, this is actually an adult. When they're smaller, the reason they're called worm snakes most of the time is they're easily mistaken for worms. And they also feed almost exclusively on worms and soft-bodied insects. Now, worm snakes have this really cool feature that I think is super underrated. When the sun hits their scales, you could actually see how beautiful that iridescence is whenever it comes off. It's almost like rainbow colors shining off of the snake, and it's because so many of those scales are so smooth that it's just a really beautiful way for the sun to reflect off of it. Now, worm snakes, this is about as big as worm snakes get. When you'll find them as babies, they're teeny tiny. And what's interesting about this little dude too, he's flicking his tongue around trying to figure out where he is. He's not so used to being this high off ground. But one of their defensive tactics is right down on his tail. You can see he's got like a sharp little spur. And when you pick him up, they'll kind of stick you with that spur, but it's not really super sharp. All they're doing is trying to deter you, make you think that they're biting you or something like that, which this species hardly ever bites. But they're just trying to get you to drop them so that they can head along their way. But worm snakes are one of the coolest, most underrated snakes that we have around here, just because they're so common. But I love them, and I'm thankful for him, and we're gonna let this little dude go. Him kind of look around for some worms, maybe fill his belly up, hang out under a rock or a log, get that sun, and then burrow back down when it gets colder and things like that. But I'm Michael Ambergy, and happy Earth Day, guys.